Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Let's see what we've got here. Happy Friday. Elandriel, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 3 months, and good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Again, happy Friday. Hope you've had a good week. Or I hope you're looking forward to a good weekend. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be showing you how I put together some of the pieces, some of the decoration. I've got some sweater mugs I need to put together today, as well as some of my regular mugs. So I'll be showing you how I apply the handles and the medallions and add the texture to the mugs. These I don't make as often anymore, but I'm going to a yarn show, so I need to make some. And then if I get done with that, it usually takes a while, and it's something that I've been putting off, so I'm doing it on stream to kind of give myself a motivation. But I've got these guys. Let me get a wire thing so I can cut it off, because these are still soft. You need the pots to be really, really soft when you're doing this. Zian and Stinking Happy, good afternoon. So cutting this off again. I'm getting it off the tile. So there's my bowl. So I'm making sweater yarn bowls and sweater mugs. And I'll probably do like one of each at first, just so I can have a sample up here to show you what it's going to look like. Because I think I might have a finished one up here, but in the very front. But not like close by right here. So when I'm saying I'm making a sweater bowl, this is what I'm talking about. I'm adding a texture to the bowl to make it look like it's wearing a sweater. And so I have this slab rolled out with a texture on it that looks like a knitted sweater. And I'm going to wrap this around the bowl. So it's dried out a little bit so that I can move it around. It's not like super soft. And what I need to do is get my bucket of slip here, which is my bucket of goop, the watered down clay, and put it together. Now I didn't look to see which side was which was going to be the top or the bottom, so hopefully it won't matter on this one. But you just want to slather it with some slip. You don't need to, like, if you're familiar with pottery, sometimes they say you need to, like, slip and score it, so, like, scratch the surface of both pieces being connected, but you don't need to with this. Not going to go there, is it? But this is super soft. So I'm going to hold that, but I'm going to see which side I want to start with. And there's going to be a little bit of warping, but that'll be okay. I'm going to line this up and slowly pick it up around the bowl. Until we wrap around. I know I have too much, but I'd rather have like too much than too little. Okay, and so I've got this wrapped around the bowl and fairly even on the around the edge. And so I'm going to press this down, make sure I have some nice even contact. I don't want any air bubbles. And then I need to locate a cutting tool, which I should have done beforehand. I put some of the other things over here. Okay, there's one there. Okay. Nope, wrong one. There it is. Cutting tool. And I'm going to trim this off. And use that for something else. But we're wrapping this around the sweater, and this is my favorite part, wrapping the sweater texture around the bowl, and this is my favorite part, is making some of the pleats. Sometimes you can just smush it down to where it's blended together, but I love making these pleats. That is so satisfying to me because it looks like fabric, doesn't it? And you get more of these on a bowl than you do on a mug because you have such a sharp decline in the rim. But these do take a little bit longer to make, and they're more expensive. But they are so satisfying when they turn out correctly. They're so nice. Did you forget something?
Someone's blocking the alleyway.
Oh.
I'm just meeting my grandparents, and it's not too far from here. I'll just walk.
Oh, okay. We only have one entrance and exit from our little parking lot back here, and somebody's blocking it, making deliveries. And so I want to blend this bottom part together, so I'll get a little bit of slip. I've seen people do stuff like this with hand building, where they roll out a texture mat that has some type of knitted texture on it. I saw somebody on, probably on Facebook, who had made their own, like, they knitted a piece of fabric and then cast it and used that. I thought that was cool. I have also before used lace, dipped it in slip and wring it out, and then wrapped that around a bowl or a mug and fired that. And you can do that because if it's a cotton lace and it's absorbent, you can do that, and for the most part, the texture of the lace will remain because the clay is soaks into it, and then the lace just burns off. Here we go. And then we'll try to level it out. Make sure everything is connected up top. And so we have the first part of our sweater bowl done. The next part is I need to take some clay, which I may use a little bit of this since it is readily available. But this is a little bit too dry now, so I think I'm just going to put it back in the in my water bucket here. Let me grab a pinch of clay. I knocked over my drink. scared Minnie. Kind of. She didn't really move, did she? She just jumped a little bit. Can't even see Minnie. She's over here passed out. I've taken over her cat tower. Oh, you can see her. You can see her little face over there. Okay. So to kind of finish this edge, I make a little braided cord. And to do that, I use this itty bitty extruder. A larger version of something like this is what I use to make handles with. But this is one that is used a lot for polymer clay, so you can find these readily available at like a Hobby Lobby or a craft store like Michael's or something. And this one is just using, you know, the power of your thumbs. And so I've got this piece. Let me make sure I don't have anything else on here. I'm going to roll this out. And do that. And so it is a braid. It looks more like a braided cord. And I'm going to put this around the outside, but I need another one. Looks like a Twizzler. It is. It is a clay Twizzler. Kat Zarek, thank you for the follow. Hey, Lassa, good afternoon. How are you? I just twist it a little bit. You're so, but hanging in there, yeah. Oh, well, thanks for stopping by. Hey, Kat. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some slip, which I need in a better place. Maybe I'll put it over here. But I need to put the slip on the bowl. And I feel like my fingerprints like pressing into the bowl, so I gotta smooth it back out because it is super soft. And then wrap this around one side. And have this side wrapped around here, and that's only need about half of it. And I'll kind of blend these two pieces together. There's already a little bit of slip there, and here we go. And so we have a bowl with this sweater texture with the cable texture up top. But you can still see the seam where I put the two pieces together. And instead of making that, like trying to sit here and blend that together, I'm going to make some buttons. And nothing super fancy, just little globs of clay. This is where I'm missing another one of my tools. I see it every once in a while. Did I have an ink pen a while ago? Is that it? Ink pens work too. Oh yeah, I'll do this once I get it on the pot. Put a little bit of slip on them. And so we have some buttons, or we have some pieces that are on here. And now they have buttons. And it looks like it's wearing a sweater. And I'm going to put this on a shelf because the entire thing is way too soft to cut into right now to make it a yarn bowl, but that's what it's going to be. I'm going to cut a notch through the back of it here, and it's going to be a sweater yarn bowl, a knitted yarn bowl. And that's how I put them together. They all start with the regular bowl, and I just add the texture on top. And that's what I'm going to be doing today, so I might as well just leave it here. I'm going to be making like 3 of those and then several of the mugs. I think I'll go ahead and put together a mug so we can see what it looks like. And I might need to move this because it's making the table wobble. There we go. Let's balance it over there. Well, yeah, they always look cool. They're a lot of work, but I'm always so happy with the result. Let me see. I may need to open the veil. See if I can get to these. Alright, this will be a good one to start with. Just had to go get my mugs that were ready. And so we're going to do the same thing with a mug. And I like these to be really soft when I'm working with them. It's always a little bit awkward here. Though these are less awkward than the bowls because at least it's not as much material that I'm moving around. Okay, this sweater's going to fit a little bit tighter. Let's get it around the base. May not be as many pleats on this one. It's not as drastic of an angle to try to compress as the sweater. But I like the pleats. Wow, we still make yarn bowls? Lassa, happy birthday! How did I miss that? I have not been on Facebook. And so this one, this sweater's a bit too tight on the mug, but it'll be okay. Buttons will hold it together. Definitely a slump week, yeah. We'll do a little bit more. Whew. Make another little rope. Does that wrap around all the way? Just barely. Oh no, it broke off. Oops, I dripped a little bit. I was trying to do this without getting anything on the sweater texture. The handle's going to be over here, so I'm just going to scooch it a bit. There we go. Ooh, grabbing lunch. What are you doing for your birthday supper? Buttons. Hey, Spook. Okay, now I gotta give them their buttonholes. That's what like makes them look like a button. And then we'll put a handle on it. No, wait, I did bring them over here. They're right here. Steaks and hot dogs. There you go. And, as always, the most important part, the paw print stamp of approval. Okay, let's see. We're all good and level. We don't have any air pockets here. Don't have any indentations, but that is a sweater mug. Make sure it's all pressed down. To keep your mug warm and toasty. Ever thought of making the buttons like a shape, like a heart or a star? I have thought about that, but and I've done it for custom things before. I've made sheep buttons, sheep head buttons before for a customer who wanted it to look more like her logo. So I've done that before, but only on a custom basis. Like, you remember button covers? That's what it looked like. She wanted a little sheep head on the top button and then regular buttons on the others. That's what it made me think of. And then, so that's the two things I'm going to be working on. Yeah. So I guess I'll do another yarn bowl. Let's get those out of the way first. The sweater mug is a bit hefty. It might be a useful weapon if it needs be, yes. Because I'm adding so much extra clay there. Which tells you like how thin the mugs are that I can add that clay and it's noticeably heavier, but not like horrifically. It's heavy compared to my mugs. Alright, so I've got these long strips of textured, I don't know if you can see the texture here. I'm laying out if I've given myself enough room. Here we go. Yeah, we're doing. We've started doing doing a keto, low carb, but we're doing the fasting first. Yeah, that's what we're doing. All right. So I need to do this without elbowing this mug off of here. So I'm going to wrap this around the bowl and kind of pick it up as it goes along. Oh, that worked really well. All right. Felchmaster, hello. Greetings from the snowy slopes of Tahoe. Whoa. Are you on vacation? We could be accountability buddies. Yeah. So I'm wrapping this around here, kind of making sure it's all good. And then my favorite part of this is making the pleats on the base, because it just makes it look that much more like fabric. Cut that off. There we go. Oh, it's just your weekend? You're just trying to get a few more trips before the season closes? Ooh. Yeah, lastly, you've decided you can make a great steak at home for less than going out, so that's what you chose for today. Sam doesn't like steak, so he chose hot dogs like a savage. Make sure we're all closed up, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of slip on here and kind of smooth this out. There we go. Now let's flip this over. See if I need to reshape it any. Works best if it's really, really soft, so you gotta have a very light touch with it and make sure you don't squish it too much. Where's the seam? There's the seam. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is like get my other bowl out here and do this part again, and then do the rope all at once. Yeah, that is right. You eat out for things that you can't make at home. Yeah, except for when you get to the point where you're just like it's easier or for convenience. That's what gets us all the time, eating out for convenience versus what we can make at home. Because I can make a lot of stuff at home. I just get tired and don't want to. Your D&D group did wine and fondue once. That was a weird night. That would be fun though. Sometimes during game days, we get to the point where we spend more time like cooking and eating than we do playing games. So sometimes we just do like snacks and finger foods and stuff. Do this where we can see what we're doing a little bit more. And also see Minnie again. Yeah, takeout. There's hardly anything that's takeout that's keto friendly. So we will end up cooking a lot more at home. Plus, we're eating less. All right. Let's try to wrap this one up. It's good that it sticks for a little bit. It doesn't all slide off. Oh, you're going to do a gastric bypass? So that'll change a lot. Okay. So we have these two now, and I'll make some of the cable texture that'll go around here. Whew. Alright, this is making me nervous. Um, there we go. Had to just balance everything out. Need to do 3 of these strips for the sweater bowls. Here we go. That is what stumped Google. That is. Right. I'm just thinking, Lassa, here that it's a problem with your diaphragm. Like, how excruciating are hiccups? Because the hiccups is just like is your diaphragm spasming. That's what it is, right? Oh, you get them more often. Oh no, because it's spasming. Yeah. Oh. Use this little piece over here. Almost perfect. Blake, hey, you're thinking of a baby blue sweater. The blue does look really good. I don't have a light blue. I have the darker blue that looks more like that one right there. The blue is actually the one, but there it is. There it is. The one right above Minnie. That blue looks really good on the texture. The emerald green is my favorite on texture. So I've got 3 of these. If they all 3 turn out, I'm thinking of doing one in green, one in blue, and one in purple. Those are the 3 that I would want to do. I mean, a lot of the colors look good, but those are probably the ones that I would expect to sell. I could do one, red and white are always pretty good. Where's the seam? There it is. Let's make some buttons. And then a little bit of slip. And then we'll give them some. That was horrible. Here we go. Made my buttonholes uneven. Can't have that. And so now we have another sweater pole with buttons. You like how it looks a little bit too small? Yes, especially on the mug, it got that way. The other bowl is very very tight fitting, very close fitting. Yeah. This one is too. This one the went all the way around. Let's level that off at the top. Let's put some slip on it. I think I've made these in almost every color, so like solid color. Because the multi-layered colors, I don't think would look as good on these because they might cover up some of the texture. Oh, there's a little drip. And buttons.